We are back to the warehouse for Blitzball Battle 5. Team profile and projections. Woogas are going to stick it to you. Let's talk Blitzball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, the podcast about Blitzball and boys, but lately about boys. I'm your co-host, Brendan Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan. We're getting into the meaty teams.
The meaty teams.
Thick teams.
Thick boys.
The cute boys.
To finally their first cute team, the Woogas.
Some may say this team is giving We Got Ice a run for the money for best hair of the tournament.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Dan Rourke, sneaky good hair.
Dan Rourke, fluffy hair. Which to some
Fluffy
is good.
Hair, famously.
Jimmy Knorp, I think more of the classical, like, long hair, slick back.
Don't care.
Long hair, don't care kind of guy, yeah.
Long hair, don't care.
And I think that's about where our profile ends. Now we can do projections.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, they win. Good episode.
The Woogas.
Hair is good, they can mash.
Famously, the newest team in the warehouse. When you look at the stats and when we do the all-time stats, which, again, I'll say it every episode, for us, only includes BB3, BB4, Captain's League, Blitzball, and Blitzball Blitz, because that's when we started taking stats. Jimmy has 4 games. I believe the next closest to him would be Shelfie, but that's 5 because all time because he has Captain's League in there, and that was a 5-game season, whereas they only played 4 games last year or last tournament in Blitzball Battle 4. Jimmy has the smallest sample size out of everybody, but maybe the most impressive numbers.
Yeah,
out of,
very productive in those 4 games. He has got a home run. I guess you could break it down to every other game. He's got 2 home runs in 4 games. He's got 14 hits in 4 games. Mm-hmm. It's nuts.
Probably the best accuracy pitching that we've seen. I mean, when we've talked about this walks per balls pitched stat that we kind of came up with to have something to talk
Look
about.
At that. Almost 40.
Yeah. 39.25 pitches thrown before he walks somebody. Next highest, Lou Dab, 31.875 all time.
Oof. Wow.
Jimmy is a force on the mound, but then you take a look at his last tournament and compare him against everybody else in the last tournament. Batting average, second highest, one like right below Trev. RBI, he had 8. He was the 3rd highest for RBI. OPS, the highest, 1.814. Jimmy was like all over it. And if I recall correctly, I could be wrong. In the beginning of the tournament, he took a little bit to heat up. Like it almost seemed as though he wasn't used to the Blitzball yet. He was more so going in there with a wiffle ball mindset, which is, we know that's where his like roots are. But he picked it up quick, and once he picked it up, he made Woogas look like, hey, we just need Dan Rourke to be okay. We don't even need him to be good. We just need him to be all right.
It does not be
a reliability.
Yeah, exactly. Not be a liability. If I remember correctly, was Jimmy like just a little bit shaky on the mound the first game, and then was just like amazing the rest of the way through? Or did he have like another blip start?
I could take a little looky-loo.
I forget, but I know he looked really, really great for a guy that comes from the blitzball, a wiffle ball background. Anybody that is a wiffle baller too, I think, is going to have a good tournament with the stick as well. Like, so there's sometimes when he's at the plate and pitchers like Jimmy and Jake come to mind first. Like, those guys are so overmatched by Jimmy Knorp. Like, people that have regular stuff and don't have like sharp, crazy moving stuff like Jack Doyle, like it's gonna be really difficult to get it past Jimmy Knorp. The best you can do is really get a weak ground ball or something like that. But it's rare that you're gonna strike that guy out with the bat to ball skills that he has.
Right. For reference, Jimmy's first game in the warehouse in Blitzball Battle 4, 39 pitches thrown, 3 outs recorded, 2 by strikeout, 6 hits, 5 earned runs.
Oh, that was the 3 home run game by...
That was the 3 home run game by Zoe.
Zoe, yeah.
Yeah, so not bad by any means. We've seen
So you had 6 earned runs on the season and 5 in that game.
Yeah.
So
we had we've seen much worse from guys like who are making their warehouse debut. So he did very good. I mean,
he threw strikes. Right? I think that especially for an entertainment standpoint, if you're throwing strikes, we like that because we get to watch a competitive game.
The point I was going to make is think Colin Stone's first Blitzball appearance. right?
Yeah.
It took him famously, a full tournament, really two full tournaments to really get the hang of everything. Because he was in BB2 and BB3, right? And
Yeah.
BB4 is when he kind
Yeah,
of
he's like,
got
let
it,
me
put it
drag
all
my
together.
knuckles and my dong on the floor. We
Oh,
haven't talked to Colin's dong in a while. I can't wait to get to his
well, that's because that's
TPP.
McFlurry power,
Right.
cock flurry power. Oh no,
Oh, it's great. It's clever, though. I'll give you that.
pretty clever. Yeah, I'm a bit of a wordsmith. But Jimmy Knorp has the makings of a superstar. He has the makings of a future MVP to the point where I don't know how anybody in this tournament is going to be can take it from him in Blitzball Battle 5. I can't. Jimmy's numbers are astounding.
I think we were saying it during that tournament that he's the best overall player.
Oh yeah,
If it
absolutely.
wasn't
Once
for
he warmed
Colin's
up.
dominant tournament where he didn't let up a single run, if he would let up one run, maybe we give MVP to Jimmy Knorp.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah,
Right?
I think so.
I think we said go back and listen to it, everyone.
Go back and check it out.
But it's our awards episode.
But
I think we
either way, it's
said that-
undeniable. He's the best overall guy there because his pitching is not that much further away from Colin Stone's, and his hitting is like leaps and bounds ahead of Colin
I
Stone's.
mean, he ranked top 5 in major hitting categories for Blitzball Battle 4 in the tournament.
Yeah. He's a force.
So what we're really looking at here, we're talking too much about Jimmy. Let's talk about Dan. All Dan needs to be is okay. That's it. We need to see less outbursts on the mound as much as we love them, and they're like some of the most entertaining parts of it all. If Dan can get away, because Dan's numbers as a pitcher right now, his walks for balls pitched is 11.25 pitches before he walks somebody, right?
Right.
He has 225 pitches total in all warehouse competitions, 7 strikeouts, 20 walks, 19 earned runs.
Yeah, it's a lot of runs and a small. Yeah.
He kind of if he could just lower it a little bit. He had 11 walks last tournament. 11 walks, 11 earned runs on him. If he could get that earned runs number to 3 per game, no. If he could get that to 3 on average, maybe a little less.
Or even
2.5.
maybe cut the walks in half.
Yeah, cut the walks.
Cut them in half.
Sure.
Because that's still a decent amount of walks. But he's not the kind of guy that is incapable of throwing a good game. Like he's got stuff. He's kind of like the warehouse is like Luis Heel, where he's got a good fastball, and if it's in the zone, it's pretty tough to hit. It's got a lot of horizontal movement. He's got that weird little curveball that just goes straight down. That he picked up at maybe last tournament. Sometimes, but I don't even know if he knows how to throw it. He just kind of, when it works, it works. Maybe he grips it a certain way and it goes straight down. And he thinks that's a curveball. I don't know what it is, but it can be nasty. You can throw it up in the zone and it can drop down to the middle. It's a confusing pitch to see from the screen. I'm sure it's even filthier in person. So if he can harness that power and throw some more strikes with the fastball, he has the upside. He could be one of the better pitchers in the warehouse if he just,
absolutely,
tames himself a little bit.
How did he do, pitching wise, in Captain's League? That's what I want to know. He only had 17 pitches and 3 earned runs. We're not going to look at that.
Yeah. As far as hitting goes, too,
batting-wise?
I think he's getting better at not swinging that little weird fly swatter swing that he does sometimes.
Yeah.
When he looks really confused, and he's even gotten some hits on it. Annoying, it makes me mad when he takes that weird little check swing and it is like a bomb. If you took a full swing, it would be a much better hit. It's like he's getting sorted, and sometimes they turn into hits. But I think he's gotten better at taking a real hack.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
That is concerning, though. He is only one of 5 players in Blitzball Battle 4 who had an OPS under 1. And that includes company of like Marshall Plouffe,
And
Colin Stone,
Yeah, like
Drew,
a
and
304
Dan,
average
which
is not great in the warehouse.
No, that's his OPS, not his batting.
I'm just saying.
average.
I'm also looking at other
batting
stats.
average.
Yeah, it's just low.
Everything else was under average. The average batting average was 426. He was 304. Average OBP, 565. His was 429. Average slug was 633, and his was 565. But if you take all of those averages and go to Captain's League, we saw him get a little bit better. He had an OPS of 1.283, which was good. Again, we've talked about this before. Captain's League is a bit weird. You kind of want these guys to be doing better because you are playing against, guys who are not in blitzball battles. But in terms of average, he was batting 500. League average was 439. His OBP was 583. League average was 592. So he was like right there. And his slugging was 700, where the league average was 735. Again, like not right there, but close enough to say, hey, that's not bad. Worst case scenario, Dan got worse during Captain's League, but he seems to have been doing good enough to keep himself alive and keep himself in the conversation, and Woogas in the conversation for Blitzball Battle 5 as potential champions. Because if Dan regressed at all in objectively a quote-unquote easier tournament, then there'd be big issues.
Right.
Jimmy can't, no matter how good Jimmy is, he can't carry this team on his own. We're going to need some...
We've seen that. Like, he almost did, and they ended up in about third place, so...
Right. We need some performances out of Dan, and I'm not talking just one game where he hits a walk-off home run, famously the baggage game, but he needs to be there for more than just that one game. I think he could do it. Jimmy definitely could do it.
Yeah, because Jimmy's going to be the guy that they, in tough, tight situations, when there's men on, they're going to pitch around Jimmy to get to Rourke for outs. And he needs to, in those moments, it's going to happen a lot because there's only 2 guys in the lineup. But when those moments come up, he needs to come through every once in a while just to show, like, I am a threat. If you come right into the zone, I can handle some of those pitches.
There it is. Is that your prediction of where they're going to finish, Brendan?
I'm not allowed to make my prediction yet.
Because that's my prediction music.
Correct.
I'll be making my prediction, and just as I say pretty much every episode except for the first 2, I think Woogas can win the championship. I think that they're probably going to be in the finals. As much as I love everybody else, and I said, like, oh, Love Yous, We Got Ice, forgotten, like, Love Yous and We Got Ice, they have to make the finals. This is the first team where I feel like it's, if they don't make the finals, it's because of an upset. Or because Dan Rourke starts playing for the other team and it's 3-on-1.
Yeah.
That's
just possible.
Like, this team is too good. I think Jimmy now has we saw him towards the end of Blitzball Battle 4 fully get a grasp on the game. I think he's only going to have gotten better. Hopefully Dan has gotten better. To my understanding, I believe Dan was a high school pitcher. So maybe he will have figured it out. But then again, this is going to be Dan's 5th Blitzball Battle, and he hasn't figured it out in the past.
That's true.
I don't know. I really feel like Woogas can win it all. It's kind of felt that way in every tournament during this year of, like...
It's a good franchise.
The Warehouse Cup. It feels like they were a force in floorball, which just finished. They were a force in ball and play. They were a force in Blitzball Battle 1. Which, you can't say that about every one of these teams.
So they've got an athlete in Jimmy Knorp. Got a real athlete.
Got an athlete in Jimmy Knorp. But, yep. Finals appearance at the least, champions at the best.
Okay. What a stupid prediction.
What a dumbass.
Yeah, I think even if Dan Rourke regresses, it seems inevitable that we're going to have a breakout, and even more so a breakout season in Jimmy Knorp. He is just too good to not get better at the sport that is his bread and butter, and adjust to the ball even more, and is absolutely a rake. Bread and butter. You never heard that before? It's a new phrase.
Brendan Butter.
Brendan Butter. I don't like that only because I don't like butter.
But that's Jimmy's nickname, not yours.
Okay. Jimmy Knorp, a.k.a. Brendan Butter.
Add it to the list. Somebody update the Wikipedia for everybody's nicknames. We have Luciano Cabinetti.
2 more for We Got Ice, which you can't remember.
Zoe and Jack have one that we can't remember. Did we give one to the Lovias? We had to have given one to the Lovias.
Was it something about friends, like David Schwimmer had to do with it, maybe?
Everybody go back and listen to that episode. Tell us which one it is. Jimmy is Brendan Butter.
Yep. We'll eventually cover everybody. We have Tyler Poof, of course. Who could forget?
Tyler Poof. That was the original.
Yeah. Which is actually his real name, not his nickname.
It's actually his real name. Trevor Plouffe is his nickname.
Yeah. But yeah, my real prediction is that I feel like Dan Rourke's going to have a bad tournament, which honestly is not a bad thing. It's going to be entertaining. I don't want him to get too much better because it's not as fun for us.
You mean bad like, yo, like the cool way.
You
Like,
bad.
Damn,
You
dude.
bad. Damn.
Ooh, you bad.
He's going to have thicker ass cheeks than you've ever seen in a tournament.
Oh, shit.
He's going to be bad.
Oh, damn. Dan's got me down bad.
He's got me down
that
bad.
Kind of bad?
Yeah, he's got me down bad
We
crying at
got
the
it.
gym.
It's going to be down bad. That's Brenda's prediction.
And Jimmy Knorp is going to absolutely rake and compete with Jack Doyle. So that still lands him in a great spot. Maybe even in the championship.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
And where else would it maybe land them?
Last place, but it's not going to happen. Championship.
Well, championship. We did it.
We did it.
Yeah, it's another one where it's like, again, where we are just because of the nature of how we're doing this, and we did worst to first. They're only going to get better as time goes on. Maybe. Keep listening because you won't know, but maybe.
Probably not.
Probably not. Most likely not.
Everyone's going to finish in the exact same order as it did for
They're
BB4.
finishing in the exact same order. Actually,
It's
the games
confirmed.
are also going to be the exact same.
Right.
In terms of score and who plays who and whatnot.
Pitch counts, the rest. They already sent us the videos, and we've been leaking them to people.
Yeah.
Can't say who.
BBD's been sending us drawings. BBD's been drawing out what happens and sending us like little flip books, and we don't have to look at them, but it would be so disrespectful because he spent so much time on them. But we know it happens in every single game, and BBD is one hell of an artist.
He is, but I'll say one thing: he overdid it on the hawk size a little bit.
Well,
for everybody.
Well,
except for Colin, he didn't do enough.
He didn't do enough. Not enough, Brendan. If you can't do enough, what should you be drinking?
I feel like we sexually harassed the poor guy. we talked about it on his episode. I hope he doesn't get upset by it. Drink Subtlety is the drink made by me. You can find it at thesubtlety.com. Use code HobbyBoys for $2 off your order. Hobby Boys is a podcast of mine that Peter has been on before. We've had other warehouse guests on the show.
Just once.
So go tune in wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube. Search The Hobby Boys. You can also listen to this very show on YouTube. If you haven't watched us yet, there's a lot of great visual gags on YouTube at the Blitzball Boys YouTube channel. Like Peter doing right now, he's poking his nose. It's so cute. He does this cool thing where he could lift his skin, too. Yeah, you got a really stretchy skin.
I'm very elastic.
Elastic Girl's got nothing on you. You got me down bad, too, I'll tell you that.
Oh, fuck.
Elastic Girl is fucking thin compared to you.
I just hit my face on my microphone.
Another good visual gag.
Another good gag. Guys, go look at the gags.
Go look at me and Peter gag on our microphones at the end of every episode.
Sometimes me and Brendan do this.
That's also good.
It's also something you should trademark of the Blitzball Boys. Definitely check that out. You're not going to want to miss it.
It's great.
Brendan said he's going to be making more shorts.
Yep.
So those will probably go on the YouTube. And he
needs $35 a pair, yeah.
$35 a pair. He said he's going to be making more YouTube shorts. Maybe we'll put them on Twitters. Maybe we'll put them on YouTubes.
Both.
Who knows? Not me. I'm not plugging anybody. I hate my brother. So that's the joke for this season of Blitzball Boys.
My brother.
If you see Matthew Del Rey spit on him, I don't care.
Yeah.
Call him an asshole. It's so funny. I think that this
I hope we get somebody to
started
spit
off-
on him.
I think this joke started off with me actually being mad at Matthew.
Oh,
about
really?
something.
I didn't think I realized that.
And then I've just been like, it would be so funny if we did the full 180.
Let's blow this up so
But-
we can get someone to bully him.
Yeah, Matthew Del Rey, spit on him, call him names, give him the stink eye. I don't know,
Use
flip him off.
some like Italian slurs or something.
No, don't do that one. But definitely like call
I
him a
didn't name
little
which
fuck.
ones. Yeah, that's
Call him a
that's one of
fuckwad.
them.
Tell him, go tweet out at him. I put his Twitter on here before. I won't do it now. Let's see who's a real fan. Tweet out at him that he looks like Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Okay, now we're getting
Okay.
specific to this poor guy.
Now we're getting specific. If you know Photoshop, use Photoshop. His picture's somewhere. He's the 8th most attractive man on Nick's Twitter. You can find it.
True.
Beyond that, Brendan, ask me the question.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
Nope. Bye.
Bye.